प्रेम से हम गुरुजनों की नित्य ही सेवा करें। दिव्य जीवन हो हमारा, तेरे यश गाया करे। हे प्रभु आनंद दाता, ज्ञान हमको दीजिए। शीघ्र सारे दुर्गुणों को दूर हमसे कीजिए, दूर हमसे कीजिए। नीकं करोति वाचालं भङ्गुं लङ्घयते यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। हरि गुण गाओ, हरि नाम गाओ, हरि गुण गाओ, हरि नाम गाओ। आनंद आनंद हरि नाम रे, अनंत आनंद हरि नाम रे। हरि गुण गाओ, हरि नाम गाओ, हरि गुण गाओ, हरि नाम गाओ। मनन जपन करो हरि नाम रे, मनन जपन करो हरि नाम रे। श्रवण स्मरण करो हरि नाम रे, श्रवण स्मरण करो हरि नाम रे। हरि ओम भजो रे सदा, हरि ओम भजो रे सदा। हरि गुण गाओ, हरि नाम गाओ, हरि गुण गाओ, हरि नाम गाओ। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। जय जय रघुवीर समर्थ। Last week we finished the first chapter. In short, the first chapter dealt with the Arjuna disease. Arjuna had come to the battlefield to fight for dharma, but when Krishna got him in the middle of the battleground, suddenly he found that his lips were mouth was dry, he was trembling, and that nervousness cropped up to him, cropped into him, and he was so scared, mentally, physically, intellectually, that he could not have any strength to fight, and he said, "I don't want to fight. Let it be," he said. And that point, that stage is known as the Arjuna nervousness or Arjuna disease. And this disease, each one of us undergoes in many times in our phases of life. Maybe in childhood, in youth, so many times. Once all of a sudden we get so nervous that we are unable to take any decision of our own. Suddenly, do you think Arjuna was bad? No. Arjuna is the best warrior of that era, of that time. To such a person who was totally positive and who had won all the battles, to such a person, negativity cropped in. And where do we stand? So negative will always crop up in our mind sometimes or the other. But there, in Arjuna's case, Krishna was there just smiling. He didn't give any reaction. He just smiled at him. So the intention was, whatever you have got in your mind, let it come out. Throw out all the dirt, and then we'll see what to do. And there was Sanjay and Dhritarashtra Dhritarashtra was asking, sorry, anyone speaking? Right. Anyone? हाँ लक्ष्मी का क्या हो गया anyway लक्ष्मी your voice noise is coming mute करो हाँ and there was Sanjay telling to Dhritarashtra what was happening on the battlefield till this we concluded the first chapter. Anyone has to add anything you can add if I've forgotten something I just given us in short for those who have come for the first time today but if anyone wants to tell something you are welcome. Viju, have you to add anything?
The first chapter, like us, he gives a lot of excuses also. What we
Huh.
generally give, that how it will incur sin on him, his family, how after death his ancestors will not get what do you say, that pindadan and everything. Every type of excuse that we give in life, probably same thing Arjuna has followed. So the second chapter begins with Sanjay Uvacha only.
Yeah. And there is giving and he is giving justification of how he is right. Not only he
Yes.
is giving excuses, but he is justifying himself. Right? Yeah. So that point the chapter ends. Now this chapter, Sankhya Yoga. You are going to take three stanzas. If you are comfortable with reading and going through, I don't have any objection. As you say, let it be as we do every time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. You only read, Archana.
So it's introduction first. Shall I
For
read that?
introduction, yeah, first read the introduction, then we'll go to the main.
Okay, sir. Yoga of Knowledge. Introduction. In this chapter entitled Sankhya Yoga, we get an exhaustive summary, as it were, of the whole philosophical content of Gita. Roughly, we may say that the first 10 stanzas explain the circumstances under which Arjuna totally surrenders to the Krishna influence. From stanza 11 to stanza 46, we have a digest of the Sankhya, meaning here not so much a repetition of the Sankhya philosophy, but as a word denoting the logic of the thought in a philosophy. From stanzas 47 to 60, we have an exhaustive, though hasty, sketch of the yoga of action as adumbrated in the entire Gita. From stanza 61 to 70, the path of love, Bhakti Yoga, has been indicated. And in 71 and 72, the path of renunciation, Sannyasa Yoga, has been slightly suggested. Thus, the second chapter of the Gita can be taken as an epitome of the entire Gita. We find in the Gita all the known paths to perfection sketched out in the Vedas, Jnana, Bhakti, and Karma, by which Upanishadic realizations is reached when one has fully purified oneself by the pursuit of ritualism, Karma Kanda, and has spent a period of time in living the Upasana Kanda. People believed that these three are irreconcilable factors, and so many schools rose up and each started quarreling with with the others. This was the chaotic condition in which Vyasa found Hinduism in the Puranic age. In the Gita, he has tried to find for the Aryan children of the Vedas a reconciliation and a synthesis in which all can walk hand in hand.
Hmm. Just a brief introduction of what is there, okay, and what is going to be in the entire chapter. Okay, nothing more to say. And see, Gita is like that. If I am hungry, who's going to eat? If I eat only, my hunger will be satiated, right? Satisfied. Similarly, this hunger for knowledge. Each one has to do Shravan, Manan, and Nididhyasana. Then only and sadhana. Then only your hunger will get satisfied. Otherwise, mere reading in the study group will intellectually help you, no doubt, but it will not help you that much to progress. So I must put forth my full efforts to see that at least day by day I am improving a little bit, going closer to the Lord, purifying my mind. Introspect, detect, negate, and substitute. That has to go on day in and day out. Then slowly, what will happen? All the negative thoughts which are coming in my mind will reduce. Acha, I will now as we are discussing negativity, just a question, general question to everybody. If there are negative thoughts in the mind which are disturbing you always, how do you overcome them? What are the remedies? What is the way out?
So
Just one.
introspection, detection, negation, and substitution, as we always have been discussing.
Okay, one. That is one. Anything else?
Allow the negative thoughts to pass by. Just as a witness, just look at them without any response and without reacting. Just allow them to pass by.
Yeah, response. Yeah, very good. That is also one. Then anything else? Think no.
So,
If you have got a negative thought, how you get over? Bolo, Raju.
like, on the three levels, body level,
हाँ
mind level, and the
हाँ
intellectual level.
हाँ
So, on the intellectual level is what we have already studied through self-fulfillment, what Gurudev has taught us: introspection, detection, substitution, negation.
हम्म,
But on the body level, go to a temple, be with the holy people, go and meet sadhus, be in their company.
yeah
uh, on the mind
yeah
level, listen to good talks. I'm talking about a general application that what we have right now. So there are so many discourses online. There are so many music that can help you.
hmm,
Places that can.
You can
yes,
also put immediately think of a positive thought, like immediately. At the same time, you can watch away these thoughts, be a witness, and immediately remember the Lord that you have been worshipping all your life.
exactly. And substitution. See, thoughts are there. You bombard them with whatever missile you have got. Yeah. Introspection, detection, negation, substitution is one way. Chanting the Lord's name is other way.
Yeah.
Then crossing it, looking for the what you say hazards or उसका काय म्हणतात त्याला दुष्परिणामला काय म्हणतात ill effects of those thoughts in my life
Uh,
that I can go through. And easiest way I'm telling you, very easiest way is
So one more this
just
thing,
change your place.
practicing gratitude.
Yeah, practicing that is all there. No, easiest way is, as Raju suggested, na, change your place. Hmm. I am sitting in the room and getting negative. Get up and go to the garden and start walking. Within a fraction of a second, all the negativities will go. When you are sitting in a place confined to four walls, then when you are sitting alone, all this stupidity starts. Okay, negative thoughts will come. It's not that persons will be there without negative thoughts. But how should I tackle them is the most important part of our life. As Bhavna said, as Ravi said, Raju said, Archana said, Divya said, you can use any way of the ways you like. But important thing is that my aim should be to annihilate or remove all the negativities. The once the negative thoughts go out of the mind, automatically you see you are so peaceful. And if you sing bhajans, at the end of that bhajan, after three singing 2, 3, 4, 10 minutes, automatically the mind becomes serene, quiet, peaceful. And, or hearing the talks, do anything. But at least we are in such a state by God's grace today that I know that these are the negative thoughts which are coming in my mind.
yeah.
True. Till now, if you see the laymen, they don't know why they are restless. They don't know why they are getting angry. They are unable to, काय म्हणतात त्याला?
Discriminate.
Detect,
Discriminate.
discriminate, no, detect why they are, why they are, other.
Awareness, I think.
Where it is
Awareness.
stemming from.
Pardon?
Root
Where
cause.
it is
Cause,
coming from.
cause,
Where is
cause,
it
cause, cause.
stemming? The
Yeah, very
cause. Yeah.
cause. Yeah, cause is the right word. Well, don't know. At least we know that I am restless today. I am sad today because my mind is having negative thoughts and mind is having suicidal tendencies. I don't want to live on. काय करतं जगून असं झालं. पण हे काय मनाचे खेळ आहेत सगळे. It's
Arjun, yeah.
all the play of the mind. Why don't you want it? The God has given such a beautiful life. He has
Yeah.
blessed you with all the positive things in your life, and still you want to destroy your life. And what by destroying? I'll just it's not a topic of the group, but just to continue, what suicide is what? You are just going to destroy this body, but the mind and intellect and all the vasanas will carry forth.
Yeah.
And with the poor body has nothing to do. The body has always helped you from right from childhood to today. तिने काही नाही केले, दर वेळेला तुला साथ दिले. And till us, for that body only you're you know what, being ungrateful and destroying it. This is not. This cannot be the solution for your coming out of the problems. Always remember. Come out of the negativity thoughts which are there. It will come. And how the Arjuna was in a state of things, Arjuna Krishna. Luckily for Arjuna, Krishna was there, and luckily for us, Gurudev is there. Open the book, open any chapter of the Gita, start reading it, you'll get the answers to question. Many a times I've done it. कंटाळामध्ये काय तर वर्गात एक कुठलंही पुस्तक वाटलं बरोबर त्याच्यात ते उत्तर असतं. ओके कंटिन्यू अर्चना. संजय उवाच chant.
सञ्जय उवाच तं तथा कृपयाविष्टम् अश्रुपूर्णाकुलेक्षणम् विषीदन् विषीदन्तमिदं वाक्यम् उवाच मधुसूदन. Sanjaya said to him, who was thus overcome with pity and despondency, with eyes full of tears and agitated, Madhusudana spoke these words. The second chapter opens with an announcement from Sanjaya, which, with a few rightly chosen words, gives a complete picture of Arjuna's sad mental state of desperation. His mind had become overwhelmed with pity and sorrow. The very expression clearly indicates that Arjuna was not the master of the situation at that time, but on the contrary, the situation had Arjuna as its victim. To get ourselves overridden by our life circumstances is to ensure disastrous failures on all occasions. Only a weakling who allows himself to be overpowered by circumstances can be victimized by the outer happenings. Arjuna, in his present neurotic condition, has become a slave to outer challenges. The estimate of Sanjaya not only describes to us the mental condition of Arjuna, but also pointedly gives us a hint that the cracking of the inner personality of Arjuna has made deep fissures into the character of the great hero. The greatest archer of his time, Arjuna, has been so totally impoverished within that he has come to weep like a simple maiden. To Arjuna, thus overwhelmed by an emotion of misplaced pity and tearless weeping, Madhusudana, slayer of the demon Madhu, Lord Krishna spoke the following words. Here it is to be noted that the modern psychology has also observed and recorded that a tearless weeping is the climax in an attack of hysteria.
रोने लगा बेचारा, started crying. Ultimately, same thing happens with us. Na? We try, and it is virtually impossible to get out of the situation. Then what to do? You start crying. Now what?
Sometimes you don't anticipate also, no, certain things.
Yeah,
So it was a new thing for him. He did not know how to react.
absolutely. And
It's like a war between acting or go by the heart or go by the mind or by the intellect. Like
yeah,
tug of war between all these
confusion is there.
confusion.
And all this Krishna was sitting quietly and smiling and watching. So I think it's like that, na? I think there's a small child, we start teasing him. What? This my 1 or 2 years old. I'm going to take your mommy with me. I like the mommy. I'm going to take your mommy with me. And that child starts crying, and you tease him further. He cries more. The more he cries, the more you start enjoying it. And at one point, "Acha le le chalo le." No, no, I'm not taking. It is like that. Krishna lets Arjuna speak. And now at ultimately last point, he started crying now. And as this modern psychology has stated that tearless weeping is the climax of attack of hysteria. सब बाहर सब आ गया है अभी. There's nothing more left in his heart now. He has spoken out everything. And at this point, when everything has been, all options, all probabilities, everything has been, exhausted. At that time, Krishna appears. Even in our life, when we at some stage, when all the opportunities, all the possibilities, all the chances, all that has been exhausted, and we become helpless. And then at certain point, we don't know what to do. At that time, Lord, in some way or the other, in some person or the other, comes in your life and takes you out of that situation. And
So here, I had heard one, sir. I don't know how far it is true. I wanted to just clarify. They
uh,
say when human effort ends, God's grace begins.
yes, human
So
effort
is
ends
it that when
mentally.
human
Mentally.
effort, when human is taking effort, that God doesn't give His grace there?
No. Mentally, I'm saying, I'm continuing that statement. Na? When you human efforts ends mentally, physically you have to go on doing it. काहीच नाही करत असं माझं हरीचं देल काटल्यावर आहे, असं नाही होणार. ते कसं
It is
होणार?
more like, the more you get near the tunnel, it's darker, or it's more darker closer to the sunrise. Human efforts end in the sense like you are doing it, but you've left everything to Lord. You're saying that हाँ मैं कर रहा हूँ पर इसके बाद सब आपके हाथ में है. That I think that is
You,
what.
they take Gurudev's Brahma statement as Brahma Vakya. Do your best and leave the rest. अरे वो ये देख विजय and same thing. Do the best
Yes.
and leave the rest.
It's more like
That's the
But
best.
now in this case, if you see first chapter where Arjuna continues to speak and speak and speak, Bhagwan did not interrupt. No, so when he ends, only then God takes his
Yeah,
this thing.
yeah,
No, so
it is
that is
Archana.
true.
No, actually, I would like to say something.
हाँ बोला.
Arjuna is basically, uh, he is a, I mean, he's a dynamic personality, but he is completely shattered with a particular thought in his head that how can I fight here? And because of that, whatever effort that he has, he is not able to get up. He's mentally shattered.
And then yes, he cannot put his 100% effort in the right direction.
Yeah, he has effort, but mentally he's extremely shattered. So
Yeah,
how will he do any effort?
yeah, absolutely. Right. And this we have discussed as large Archana in the fourth chapter. पूरा देखा है, every possibility probability will seen that Arjuna का सब कुछ बाहर आ गया, everything has come exhausted, पूर्ण पड़े, he doesn't know what to do, and then Krishna comes into the picture,
Yeah,
है ना? And
yeah,
yes,
therefore don't take the other way that when you leave everything, then the Lord will help. It's not that you go on working and Lord will be with you. In
yeah.
fact, Lord is with you always.
Yes, that is there.
Yeah. Hmm. Anything else, Nishkala, Anu?
We have seen that image that on the desert you see two footsteps initially, and in the middle then you see only one footstep.
Pardon?
So there is a photo frame
Huh.
where on the desert there are two footsteps. There are
we
two
had
people
this
who
in
are
Krishna
walking.
Kunj.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
had
yeah.
this in
Ah,
Krishna
Yeah.
Kunj.
right. So the person says that when I'm in the bad times, you are not with me, the Lord. I only see one footstep. That is my footstep.
Yes,
And then the Lord says, it is not your footstep. It is my footstep. I've carried you during the hard time. The Lord
yeah.
is always there.
It is always. And it is totally up to us that how we take it. Okay. Hmm. Now start with Sri Bhagavan Vacha.
सर
हाँ, who's there? अरे जरा कैमरा ऑन
हाँ
कर. नहीं कैमरा ऑन कर तो आज मेरे को भी
मेरा
अच्छा.
ऑन है सर मैं ही बात कर रही हूँ
अच्छा हाँ. मेरे को लगा दिव्या बात करेगी, मेरे को
मैं
समझ नहीं आता.
नहीं नहीं मैं बस ये ऍड करना चाहती हूँ की जब हम सरेंडर कर देते हैं ना
हाँ,
देवाच्या शरणी जेव्हा जातो
हाँ,
ते होणं महत्वाचं आहे ते जेव्हा जातो ना तर आपच सगळं होतं
बरोबर.
ते थॉट आलं पाहिजे जेव्हा अर्जुन शरणी गेला ना ही एव्हरीथिंग वॉज आउट सब कुछ बाहर आ गया था अब देवा आता तुझ्या शरणी मी
तुझ्याशिवाय
आहे
तुझ्याशिवाय मला काही पर्याय नाही.
तेव्हा हा तूच आहे सगळं आणि सेम थॉट वी शुड ऑल्सो हैव इन आवर लाइफ ऑल्सो हम कुछ भी काम कर रहे हैं जब तक वो ये थॉट रहता है ना कि मैं कर रही हूँ आई एम डूइंग आई डिड दिस तो
हाँ,
वो फिर उसकी परेशानी भी हमारे साथ ही रहती है कि अरे मेरे से गलती हो गई
हम्म,
या
या,
मैंने कितना अच्छा किया तो वो दोनों बातें साथ 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 चलती है लेकिन जब हम उस कर रहे हैं लेकिन करने वाला वो है सब वो देख रहा है
हाँ,
आई हैव टू डू माई ड्यूटीज एंड रेस्ट ऑल इज इन हिज हैंड वो जो भी करेगा वो अच्छा ही होगा वो मेरे लिए अच्छा ही होगा अगर कुछ बुरा भी आया है तो उसको मुझे कुछ सिखाना है इसलिए उसने ऐसा सिचुएशन लाया है और कुछ अच्छा है तो कुछ उसने उसकी उसका आशीर्वाद है उसका प्रसाद है कि कुछ अच्छा हुआ है
हम्म.
अगर ये थॉट साथ में लेके चले, कुछ भी हम छोटा काम भी क्यों ना कर रहे हो, अगर ये थॉट हमारे साथ में है तो हम कभी वो नेगेटिव डायरेक्शन में नहीं जाएंगे.
Right.
अनन्या चिंतयन्तो माम ये जनाः पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम्.
नवव्या
हे मी
चॅप्टर
अगदी
मध्ये.
लहान होती तेव्हा मला बाबांनी सांगितलं होतं. म्हणजे हा सगळ्यात पहिला श्लोक मला गीतेचा जे माहितीये ते माझ्या बाबांनी सांगितलं होतं मला, की कधी भीती वाटली, मी खूप लहान होती तेव्हा त्यांनी मला सांगितलं होतं की भीती वाटली की हे म्हणायचं. तेव्हा त्याचा अर्थ काही माहिती नव्हता, ते नुसतं पाठ झालं होतं. आता थोडं थोडं कळायला लागलंय.
आता ज्यावेळेला नववा चॅप्टर त्यावेळेला पूर्ण कळेल.
हो.
Anyone else?
I think the exhaustion that we are talking about, like the Arjuna disease, which we all have. First of all, we also don't recognize that we are Arjuna in some sense. Like, oh,
That I told you that
yeah,
before we
yeah.
started discussing that I'm telling you. To in fact know that we are on the we have got negativity is the greatest greatest asset. Because
So
once you know that you can remove it. काही काही लोकांना समजतच नाही. If you know that there is you know what काय सांगतात आता, something which is troubling you and then you thorn in your leg, then you can remove it. If you don't know, then you will have to bear the pain throughout so much. नाही का? माहिती
correct.
असतं निगेटिव्हिटी काढून फेकून देता येईल आपल्याला. तसंच आपल्याला समजलं, once I come to know that there are these are ABCD negativities in my mind and I am not a full-fledged perfect person, the other person who is there in front of me also has negativities. For example,
But
husband and wife both are not full-fledged. एकाला झोपायला आवडतं तर एकाला जगायला आवडतं. एकाला एसी आवडतं तर एकाला बीसी नाही म्हणजे ऊन आवडतं. काही असतं म्हणजे यू सी जरा इट्स सो मच अँड देन स्टील इन स्पाइट ऑफ ऑल द यु नो व्हॉट ऍडव्हर्सिटीज बोथ ऍडजस्ट. का तर संसार करायचा, दे गॉट अ कॉमन एम that I have to bring up my child, I have to do this samsara, I have to get it. They get along. Sometimes the husband is on the back foot, sometimes the wife is there, but they get along and they come together to for a better cause. Similarly, when we are in this life, we have got when we गंमत काय माहिती का, if you keep a goal in front of your life, your everything, all these questions will disappear. जर एक अर्जुनाने त्याचं ध्येय ठेवलं असतं समोर की मला मला मी धर्माच्या बाजूने मला धर्माचा जय व्हायला पाहिजे. Dharma alone should win. Then this useless questions would have not cropped up.
Hmm.
no, but upon karto ki we're not like we are continuing to do it, but we don't want to do it. That is also that. Look, like how Archana said, like efforts, where our efforts stop, and then the God's grace starts, or something she said like that, right?
No,
So
no.
I
See,
think our
don't take the other way. See,
yeah
when all your efforts are exhausted and
continue
you
to
don't know
do.
what to do, at that time
Hmm.
Lord comes.
Hmm.
No,
It's
so our
not like
body actions have to keep on doing, like our karma, what we do,
we have
but
to go
our
on
mind
doing it.
is not together with it, or it doesn't work as per our belief or what we want it to be.
What
Like how
Gurudev says, your mind, the BMI, body, mind, and intellect should go hand in hand. And therefore, there should be a balance between BMI. Then you can then the action which you do will be perfect.
yeah,
If you're not the mind is not ready to do something, and intellect sometimes the intellect is not ready to do something, then the actions will not be proper. And there should be a okay? Sorry,
they should all be in one plane, kind of.
one plus one yeah. And Anu read. You got a book, Anu? Anu, you
Yes,
got a
sir.
book. Archana will read the so yeah. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
श्रीभगवानुवाच कुतस्त्वाकश्मलमिदं विषमे समुपस्थितम् अनार्यजुष्टमस्वर्ग्यं कीर्तिकरमर् अकीर्तिकरमर्जुन स्वर्गम् अकीर्ति.
The blessed Lord says, whence is this perilous condition come upon thee, this dejection, un-Aryan like, heaven excluding, disgraceful, O Arjuna? The Lord of the Hindus is surprised to see that a king claiming to be an Aryan is feeling so flabbergasted on the battlefield. The instinct of a true Aryan is to be balanced and equipoised in all conditions of life and to face situations diligently, compelling them to change their threatening attitude and make them favorable to himself. When life is courted When life is quoted properly, even the ugliest situation can be transformed into a charming smile of success. Everything depends upon the intelligent man's dexterity in stirring himself upon the bumping roads of life. Thus, Lord Krishna characterizes Arjuna's behavior as un-Aryan. The Aryans are extremely sensitive to the higher calls of life, righteousness, and nobility, both in thought and action. The divine charioteer is quite surprised at discovering such an attitude in his friend, whom he had known for years through thick and thin. The
Hmm.
mood of dejection was in fact quite alien to the mental makeup of the intellectual nature of Arjuna. Thus, we thus we have here an expression of wonder, and the Lord asks, "Whence comes upon thee this dejection, etc." It is believed by the Hindus that to die fighting for righteousness is the duty of the one born in the family of the kings, and by so sacrificing his life on the battlefield for a noble cause, he reaches and enjoys the heaven of the heroes, Veera Swarga.
Hmm. Yes. First, it starts with Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Now, Vedavyasa is starting that Sri. When you just mere chanting the word Sri Bhagavan Vacha and saying the first Kutastva Kashmalamidam, you see, it's so powerful. Why? Because the very words which are chanted by the Lord have come on this tongue. Yeah, all other scriptures in all the other religions, the prophet has told them, it has dawned upon them, Jesus has told them, it is that. But here in our religion, also in this Bhagavad Gita, the Lord Himself is saying, Sri Bhagavan Vacha. And when the Lord Himself is speaking, whatever He speaks will be right and perfect. म्हणून ईश्वर बोलतोय आपल्याकडे नाही जेव्हा आपण गीता म्हणतोय यू डोंट थिंक दॅट इट इज mere coincidence that we are doing it. Lord's grace, wish, and desire that we should evolve. So we are coming. So many people are there. Why so less people are in the group? काय असं म्हणून आपल्याला यू शुड थिंक पॉझिटिव्हली दॅट आपण एक एक वाक्य वाचतो एक एक ऍटलीस्ट पर ग्रुप इफ यू टेक 2-3 गुड पॉइंट्स नो से इट विल हेल्प यू लॉट काहीतरी चांगलं मिळेलच ना. We are not discussing any movie story. We are discussing Bhagavad Gita about Lord has told Arjuna, and in Arjuna's form, he is telling us. आता हे बघ ना लिहिलं काय लिहिलंय he starts when is this perilous condition upon thee this rejection un-Aryan like heaven excluding disgraceful or Arjuna असं का why this has come in your mind and he is poking him and he is saying it's un-Aryan like Aryan never cry. Aryan only they have only one aim is to win when they go to the battlefield. Hmm. And if you are an Aryan and if you are a warrior and if you die fighting, instead you have gone up to you are got Swarga or you are become immortal while fighting. If you lead your life, enjoy the heavens of heavens, है ना? But आता काय करणार? And he is quite surprised. Sanjay Singh, Lord is very surprised. Divine charioteer is quite surprised at discovering such an attitude of his friend. As someone told just now, when things come unexpectedly, you don't know what to do. अचानक होऊन असतं. And that is the test of your personality. What you are expecting when it happens is okay. But what is life? Life is full of uncertainties. And those who love his uncertainties become successful. Because you remain prepared at that time for whatever comes in your way. And at the back of the mind, remember that all this life is ephemeral, transient, it is going to change day by day. What I was 20 years back, I am not there today. What I am today, I don't know how I will be after 10 years. It's changing ना. कितने भी कॉस्मेटिक्स लगाओ कुछ होने वाला नहीं है. बुड्ढा बुड्ढा बुड्ढी 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 होने वाला है. काही नाही होणार 50-55 झाली किती तुम्ही मेकअप करा काही फासा किती सूर्यनमस्कार घाला आणि किती मेडिटेशन करा काही होणार नाही. Because see, that is the change is the dharma of life, and it is changing. I accept it. Once you accept the thing, मग टक्कल पडलं ते त्रास होणार नाही, केस पांढरे झाले, अरे बापरे केस पांढरे झाले. नाही तर लिफ्ट मध्ये एकाने मला काकू म्हटलं, क्या यार मुझे काकू बोला है यार, काकू म्हटलं. काकू जरा सरकता का बाजूला, अरे बापरे काकू, अरे काकू कसं म्हटलं मला. तर म्हटलं तिथेच पहिला पहिला ब्लो जो आयुष्यात कधी मिळतो ना, इज दॅट वेन समवन सच, ओ काका सारखा. मला तर एकदा आजोबा म्हणाला, जाऊ दे आता म्हटलं, तर म्हटलं जाऊ दे ठीक आहे. तर ठीक आहे म्हणजे मजा. पण त्याने मला मजा वाटते, त्याला त्रास होत नाही. हा मला मामा म्हणाला, हा मला काका म्हणाला, हा मला मग काकू म्हणाली, एखादं सुरू होतं. आंटी आंटी प्लीज, आंटी मत होणं होतं ना सिरियल काहीतरी, आंटी आंटी, है ना. काय त्रास सी वी आर नॉट ऍक्सेप्टेड. वी थिंक इन आर लाईफ दॅट आपण असंच चिरी करून राहणार आहे आयुष्यभर. You forget that. Therefore, it is jokes apart. It is very essential that you take up to spiritualism and study of the scriptures at this very age. You have got that. You have got strength in your limbs. You have got a perfect intellect. You have got a conducive environmental situation. Here, you can easily assimilate whatever the Lord Krishna, whatever the scriptures are saying. As the age grows, if you have got some ailments, whatever something, it becomes difficult for you to be so much focused as you can do it now. म्हणून करत बसायचं, काय नाही होत. इतकं आयुष्यात वेळ घालतो की नाही. हा टीव्हीचं सिरियल बघ, ते काहीतरी व्हॉट्सअपच बघत बघ दिवसभर. हा काल आपण कुठला कार्यक्रम होता ना परवा, कुठं होता आपला ह्याला, 3 ऑगस्ट 8 मेचा. मी स्टेजवर बसलो होतो ना, तिकडनं हाऊस बघितलं, लोक ते व्हॉट्सअपवर तिथे गुरुजनांचं भजन चालले, व्हॉट्सअपवर चॅटिंग करतात, व्हॉट्सअपवर हे करतात, काय मेसेज पाठवतात. किती ऍडिक्शन आहे ते. हाऊ मच इज युअर ऍडिक्टेड. रिमेंबर वन थिंग, डोंट गेट ऍडिक्टेड टू एनिथिंग, गुड ऑर बॅड. कुठली गोष्ट असते त्याचा असं होऊ नये की त्याच्याशिवाय माझं होतच नाही, असं कुठली गोष्ट आहे का, तर पहिल्या बाजूला ठेवा. थिंक, if you are totally dependent on any object or person or thing or situation, please come out of it. माझं ह्याच्याशिवाय होतच नाही राव, मला नाहीच होत. मला फ्रीजमध्ये गार पाणी लागतं, तर माझं पाणीच पिलं जात नाही. फ्रीजमधलंच पाणी पाहिजे सारखं तेच. मग ते होत नाही. आपण त्याच्यावर अवलंबून, सी यू शुड बी फ्री पर्सन ॲट ऑल टाइम्स, नेव्हर डिपेंडेंट ऑन एनीबडी, independent always. I remember once, Guruji and we are going from Powers to some place, and we halted in one place. Okay, and then we climbed some. There was small hill. We climbed, and to climb, there was a big stone, and Guruji was on the side. I gave my hand so that he could come out. He says, no, no, he didn't do like that. He said, Guruji has taught me not to take any catch hold of anyone's hand other than his hands. तिथे पण अध्यात्म आलं, है ना. तुझा कुठे हात पकडतो, मला देवाचा हात पकडायचा, हे केव्हा दिली. अशी गंमत आहे. एव्हरी महात्म्यांच्या बरोबर एका सहवासात असतं, तुम्ही प्रत्येक सहवासात काही ना काहीतरी घेता. सत्संगात जेव्हा असतात तेव्हा फ्रॉम द महात्मा वेन यू आर इन देअर विसिनिटी और इन देअर कंपनी, you take the things, how they speak, how they act, what do you always get something good or the other. आणि आम्ही आमच्या देवाच्या कृपेने आम्ही वी आर ब्लेस्ड टू हॅव गुरुदेव. यू आर स्मॉल दॅट टाइम, बट आम्हाला होतं देवाची कृपा आहे. गुरुदेवांचं दर्शन झालं. आय रिमेंबर 8 मे ना, आता हे आलंय म्हणून सांगतो, विषय आलाय म्हणून. 8 मे, Gurudev's birthday. He was in Pune that time, and we had a Padya Puja in the morning at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock or 11 o'clock? 11 o'clock. No, not 9 o'clock. 11 o'clock. And after that, Aarti was there. He Padya Puja होती तर me and one Nita Ambekar was there. We were giving the duty. There are 7 types of Padya Puja. 7 types means with one flower, then grains, then सुका मला काय म्हणतात, ड्राय फ्रुट्स, then coins, like that they were. सगळे 7 प्रकारचे, and there were different people. They would slowly offer, but we used to remove those and keep it in the vessels. So that way 1 hour we were able to do the Padya Puja that time. गुरुदेवांची 1 तास होतो गुरुच्या पायावर हात ठेव. He said slowly, don't do it don't do it fast. Okay, सर. गुरुदेव एका बाजूला ते नीता आंबेकर होते, एका बाजूला मी होतो. मजा त्या आठवण एक 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 की काय ईश्वराने खूप करून घेतात आणि त्यात सहवास येतात. यू शुड मेक द अटमोस्ट advantage of what we have had. In scriptures, in books, he's there everywhere. He says, you could just close your eyes, I am there with you. पण आपलं कितपत विश्वास आहे? He's still there everywhere. You just Abhi, I will not name the person. I met him at on the 8th, 7th May. I'm calling for this 8th May program. He said, Tushar, what happened one day? Suddenly my BP shot to 217 by 140. Absolutely, अचानक. And I started perspiring. I didn't know. Doctor पण घाबरले काय अचानक झालं. He was just going on. He became started sweating. He didn't know what to do. And then डॉक्टरने काहीतरी औषध दिलं. He said, I didn't have the strength to take the medicines also. I just came home with the prescription and sat in front of Gurudev and said, Gurudev, हे काय चाललंय माझं? He started crying. And he said, you will not believe it. Within 10 minutes, I became normal. Blood pressure पण normal झालं. आपण म्हणतो गुरुदेवांचं काय होतं पण त्यांनी आता सांगितलं आता 7th May इथून. And then next day he went to the doctor. Doctor म्हणजे बीपी कुठे नॉर्मल आहे काय नाही एव्हरीथिंग नॉर्मल. मग असा झटका आला कसा? It's beyond our what we
So
can.
I remember Daswani uncle saying that once he was telling his experiences with Gurudev.
Uh,
So what happened is he had something varicose veins or very bad cramps on his legs,
mm,
and he could not walk even a little bit. And at that time, Gurudev was in Hong Kong, and that's when the uncle went to meet Gurudev in his room, and he was limping and he was going. And he could not even stand even for a second.
uh,
Then what Gurudev did is, while Daswani uncle was sitting on the chair next to Gurudev, Gurudev kept his hand on his leg, Daswani
uh,
uncle's leg, at the exact point where he was having that pain.
uh,
And uncle said that after that point of time, he never had a leg pain after that.
uh.
And then the leg pain came after Gurudev attained Mahasamadhi.
It happens, Ray. There
So
are
it's like
so
that.
many ways.
That was what Gurudev did to me. He took away my pain. When doctors said that I had to live with that pain throughout my life for the rest of my life,
Uh,
Gurudev just took it within as if nothing had happened.
that's it. That's what miracles are there. What is what the Lord said? Miracles are my visiting cards. They come. काही ना काहीतरी अनुभव येतच असतो. Everyone, each one of us has got some experience or the other. But to take the advantage of that experience and march forth is the beauty of path of spirituality. तेच घेऊन बसायचं नाही. कोणाच्या हाताला हात लावतो सगळं सुवास येतो. So you start getting a smell. You start hearing किंग ह्याचा आवाज भासेचा आवाज येतो कधी कधी. कधी कधी ह्याला बसला तर ओंकाराचा आवाज येतो. काय ना काहीतरी होत असतं. Something on you just observe. See that. I'll tell you one thing. Our Gurudev said all these experiences will come, but those experiences are not what we are craving for. We are aspiring for. Let them come and go. येतात आणि जातात. तुम्ही त्यालाच म्हणता आता मी सगळ्यांवर आता कृपा करणार आहे. Who are you? Then that is this ego when it comes, it totally breaks the person to pieces. कधी आपल्याला बघा कधी आपल्याला त्रास होतो कधी प्रत्येक विचार करा when do you get feel sad or when you get depressed or when you get एकदम negative the moment our ego starts playing its funny game त्याच वेळेला आपल्याला त्रास व्हायला सुरू होतो. मी असं आहे मी लहानपणापासून एवढं देवाचं केलं तरी मला देव असा करतो काय अर्थ आहे देवाचं काय नाही मी आजपासून काय करणार नाही आलं नाही. मी असा इतकं केलं इतका त्याग केला मुलांना लहानपणा मी त्यांना अंघोळ घातली वाढवलं त्यांना चालायला शिकवलं बोलायला शिकवलं आणि माझी मुलं माझ्याकडे बघतच नाही वेळच नाही त्यांना मला काय करायचंच नाही. आता मुलं मोठे झाली की त्यांना त्यांचं आयुष्य त्यांना आहे ना. यू थिंक वेन युअर अ युथ किती तुम्ही आई वडिलांचं किंवा म्हणजे युथ म्हणजे मी पण मला पण नसतो किती आई वडिलांकडे आपण लक्ष दिलं. 11-11 वाजता रात्री यायचो बाहेर काहीतरी खायचो सकाळी उठून घेऊन जायचो त्यामध्ये आपली मुलं चांगली आहेत ना त्याच्यामध्ये 1000 पटीने चांगली आहेत. पण नाही आपल्याला वाटतं की सगळ्यांनी माझं ऐकायलाच पाहिजे का तर मी टिकोजीराव आहे आय एम द एल्डेस्ट पर्सन इन द फॅमिली आय एम डुईंग एव्हरीथिंग आय एम डुईंग सो मच सो एव्हरीवन शुड लिसन टू मी अँड नॉट इवन द कॅट लिसन्स बाकी जाऊ दे कोणाला काय घेणार नाही नो वन लिसन्स Everyone, everyone has, see, everyone has a concern for his future and his present. No one cares about your past. तुम्ही सांगायला गेला ना, अरे when I was a child, what I used to get at 5 o'clock. Daddy, you keep it to yourself. आता उठता का? Don't tell me all this stuff. माझा मुलगा म्हणतो. तर त्यावेळेला उठत होतं 5:30 5:30 उठून आंघोळ करून सगळं व्हायचं त्यावेळेला. आय डोंट नो. आता नाही होत आहे. मग तेच ना, की आपल्याला जेव्हा ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज मिळतात, त्या संधीचं सोनं करून घेणं आपल्या हातात आहे. आणि म्हणून अनुभव येतो आपल्याला, आपण करत नाही. बनता बनता बन जाय म्हणतात. करू ना. यू डू समथिंग अँड देन कंप्लेंट ना. तुम्ही काय करत नाही, नुसतं ते पुस्तक वाचणार, काहीतरी करणार, टीव्ही बघणार. साधनेला थोडा तरी वेळ द्यायला नको. थोडं नामस्मरण व्हायला पाहिजे, थोडं इश्वराचे मेडिटेशन व्हायला पाहिजे, थोडी भक्ती व्हायला पाहिजे, कर्म त्याच्यात पाहिजे, सेल्फलेस ऍक्शन पाहिजे. एवढं तरी करता येईल ना, की मी आता जे आज करतोय, मला काय, मला ईश्वराने संधी दिलेला आहे, सेवा टू सर्व माय फॅमिली. दॅट्स आय एम डुईंग इट. प्रत्येक म्हणजे दुसऱ्यासाठी, म्हणजे प्रत्येक स्वतःसाठी जगत असतो. एव्हरी वन इज लिव्हिंग फॉर हिमसेल्फ. कभी कभी दुसरे के लिए भी जी के देखो ना, थोडा, नॉट मोर. थोडं आउट ऑफ द वे, थोडं जाऊन काहीतरी केलं, किती बरं वाटतं. आता आई सारखं हे करते, स्वयंपाक करते, सपोज काय करते आई, मग मदत करू का, भाजी निवडून देऊ का, एवढं म्हटलं तरी तिला बरं वाटतं. थोडाफार हलका होतो ना. वडील काहीतरी करतायत, मुलगा काहीतरी करतो, यू हेल्प यू आउट और हेल्प विदाउट अ इंटेन्शन, बट जस्ट फॉर द सेक. लाईक गुरुदेव, आपली सुशीला मुदलियार होत्या ना, शी गॉट अ पोस्ट कार्ड वन डे. आय हॅव टोल्ड इन बालियार नंबर ऑफ टाइम्स. And it was the date was written, and it is just written on the postcard.
Just remembered you.
Just remembered you. Just remembered you. And say Om Chinmay. बस. किती छान वाटत असेल त्यांना. काय नाहीये. सो सेल्फलेस ना. आठवण आली की लगेच गेलं. आपण करतो का कोणाला फोन, आपल्या मैत्रिणीला, मित्राला, नातेवाईकाला, भावाला, बहिणीला? काय नाही, म्हणा तुझी आठवण आहे म्हणून फोन केला. काही काम नाहीये. असं करतो का? विचार करा. नाही नाही. हाव आर यू? प्रॅक्टिस स्माइल. आय एम फाईन, गुड. हाव आर यू? आय एम ऑल्सो गुड. सुरू होता इकडे. नहीं नहीं, फोन इसलिए किया था कि ABCDEFG, है ना, है की नाही. हम्म, हम्म. कंटिन्यू ना. अजून काय काय याच्यात. आता पुढे पुढे हळूहळू, आता त्याला शिव्या घातल्यात मस्त. ते वाचा. रवी रीड. हम्म.
Third one, क्लैब्यं मास्मगमः पार्थ नैततव्युपपद्यते श्रुद्रं हृदयदौर्बल्यं त्यक्त्वोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप.
हम्म.
Yield not to impotence, O Partha. It does not befit thee. Cast off this mean weakness of heart. Stand up, O Parantapa, O scorcher of foes. In stinging, reproachable words, Krishna is deliberately lashing out at the anxiety state neurosis in Arjuna.
हम्म.
Krishna, who was silent so far, is now bursting forth into an eloquence in which every word is a chosen missile, a pounding hammer stroke that can flatten any victim. The word "klaibyam" means the mental attitude of one who is neither masculine enough to feel a passionate courage and daring, nor womanly enough to feel the soft emotions of hesitation and despair. In modern parlance,
हम्म.
sometimes friends wonder at the impotency of another friend and express their surprise with such an exclamation as, "Is he a man or a woman?" indicating that from his behavior it is not very easy to decide which characteristic is predominant in him. Emotionally, therefore, Arjuna is behaving now as a contradiction, effeminately manly and masculinely effeminate, just like a eunuch of the Indian royal courts who looks like a man but dresses as a woman, talks like a man but feels like a woman, physically strong but mentally weak. So far, Krishna was silent, and the silence has a deep meaning. Arjuna, overwhelmed with compassion, had taken the decision not to fight and was all along mustering arguments in support of it. As a diplomat, Krishna knew that it would have been useless to contradict his friend earlier when he was inspired to argue eloquently in support of his own wrong estimate of things. But the tears in the eyes of Arjuna indicated that his inward confusion had reached a climax.
बस नंतर बस. हम्म. काय होतंय की आपण टीव्ही बघत असतो खूप वेळा आणि आपल्याला तो कंटाळ त्या चॅनलचा. काय करतो आपण? बटन फिरवतो आणि चॅनल बदलून टाकतो. चॅनल बदलले की आपलं मूड पण बदलतो. झालं तर तिथे रडारड होती, इथे एकदम हसणं आहे. तसं कृष्णा यूज द सेम टेक्निक हिअर. He has just bombarded with him with all types of abuses. What he says, काय म्हणतात त्याला, क्लेब्य. क्लेब्य म्हणजे उत्साहाचा अभाव. देर इज लॅक ऑफ एन्थुझियाझम. नायदर यू आर मेल, नायदर असं काय, हाऊ आर यू स्पीकिंग लाईक ए इम्पॉर्टंट पर्सन. ही नॉट इम्पॉर्टन्स ऑफ पार्था. इट तुझ्या सत्वासारख्या माणसाला हे सोबत नाही. हे काय चाललंय तुझं? जो आरडाओरडा केला की यू आर थिंकिंग इन सम चॅनल, इन सम थॉट चॅनल that got bursted with his अचानक कृष्णाने शिवाय, अरे देव मला शेअर करतो, माय फ्रेंड इज अब्युजिंग मी, काय चुकला माझं, लेट मी इंट्रोस्पेक्ट. मी ऑटोमॅटिकली दॅट नेगेटिव्ह विटी विच वॉज गोइंग ऑन, इट गॉट स्टॉप्ड. And now he started thinking, now he stand. He says, cast of this mean weakness of the heart, stand up, O Parantapa, O searcher of truth. So perfect words has used, no? Parantapa म्हटलंय. म्हणजे काय? सर्चर ऑफ फोर्स. who goes and finds his enemies and annihilates them or kills them. असा तू आहेस, महाभाव आहेस. अँड देन काय म्हटलं त्याला, आणि तुला तू पार्थ, तू क्लैब्यम मा सुमगम पार्थ नैत्य. मला एक लहान आहे रे, अक्षर दिसत नाही. Anyway, हा मी आणलंय गीता, एक मिनिट. Got it. हम्म. नाही तर पद्धती शुद्रम हृदय दौर्बल्यम त्यक्तो तिष्ठपर्यंत. हृदय दुर्बल्य कसं शूद्र असतं. इट इज गुड टू हॅव अ वीक हार्ट. नाही ना. The weakness of the heart is always considered to be a Shudra, very bad. You have to be strong mentally, isn't it? Love all, serve all. It doesn't mean that you have to be mentally weak. You should be strong mentally. Then only you can love all.
He's like showing the mirror, basically. This is what you're behaving like.
Your present state is. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
अरे काय आपण नाही का मुलाला म्हणतो, अरे काय मूर्खासारखं वागतोय रे तू, अक्कल दिले का तू, इतका चांगला मुलगा तू असं कसं वागला, म्हणतो की नाही. काहीतरी आपण मुलगा चुकीचं काहीतरी करत असेल तर आपण काय म्हणतो, तो इतना
So
अच्छा
even
लड़का है.
treatments, no, for hysteric people or somebody who has this psychological problem,
हाँ
a shout first is given to
हाँ
stop it first. और
हाँ.
फिर उधर से फिर then they mellow down and get them treated. So similarly, I feel this is one way कि बच्चा भी जब कुछ करना है, कुछ गलत कर रहा है, तो हम पहले चिल्लाते ना, तो at that instant it stops first. Whatever
Yeah.
is happening stops, and then
Yeah.
the next it may be with love, it may be with empathy,
Fear,
sympathy,
fear,
whatever you
fear,
do.
fear,
But
fear.
at
Yeah.
that time एक चिल्लाना पड़ता है. जैसे even for when they treat जोर से एक चिल्लाने पे then वो एटलीस्ट वहां पर रुकता है चीज.
Exactly. No, that is the changing of the channel. He is going through some thought channel, and Krishna is thoughting it with his abuses. Abuses ला काय नाही, काय ते will not discuss the abuses. काय, you're
I
neither
have
man.
I
हाँ,
have one question over here.
बोलो ना.
What is the difference between a weak heart and empathy?
बोलो विजू.
My understanding is weak is not able to even decide. Do you have empathy? You have what are the feelings? But when you have empathy, it's the feeling that you have understood the situation of the other, and you feel their pain. You understand what they're going through, and there is a clarity. It is clear. A weak heart is which is not able to decide whether I'm on this side or that side. Am I really feeling empathy? Am I feeling angry about the situation? Am I feeling empathy? So weak is not at all a stable situation. Empathy is a right feeling which you could have based on the situation of the other.
And in one it has got very good. In one it has got knowledge. In one it has got ignorance. Weakness
Okay.
of the heart is out of ignorance, and empathy is out of knowledge. माहिती
Right.
आहे आम्हाला. बस
Right.
हा.
Okay.
है ना? अजून कोणाला काय विचारायचं आहे का? मुग्धा, अजून कोणी नवीन? वागेश्वरी, लक्ष्मी बोलणार नाहीये त्यामुळे लक्ष्मी हाच विजय.
Not
Is it
not
that
asking.
weak heart means helplessness or
वीक
uh,
म्हणजे अरे वीक आपल्या आपण असतो ना बायको समोर तसं काही
काही
frustration?
सर काही.
एका शब्दात.
चैताली आहे की नाही आता?
नाही एवढं तर बोललो ना. वीक हार्ट इज
Even spouses should be in this group then.
सॉरी
सुप्रिया नहीं है क्या वहाँ पे?
कोण नाहीये. अच्छा सुप्रिया सुप्रिया नाही कसं असतं माहितीये का मग विकनेस ऑफ द हार्ट आहे ना तो उगाच रडायला लागतो. मग लोकांनी काय किती माझ्यावर अन्याय झालाय. हाऊ मच पीपल हॅव ट्रबल मी. how much I'm going through all sorts of problems because of some Soviet people, and you think you are a victim. What we learned in I Love You and Unfoldment, na sadist and masochist. This weakness of heart is masochist. है ना की त्याला आपल्याला सगळे माझ्यावरच अन्याय करतात. माझी मुलगी माझं ऐकत नाही, माझा मुलगा मला टपली मारतो, माझी बायको मला मला थोबाडीत मारते. तर असं सुरू होतं सगळं. सगळे मला मारतात, सगळे मला त्रास देतात, मी काय करायचं असं झालं. सगळ्यांना ते सांगतो की वेन यू गो 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 ना यू सी द ओल्ड पीपल स्पीकिंग. मग तुमचं बरं आहे हो, आमची सुनबा ऐकतच नाही. पाणी मागितलं तर तिकडे दाखवते, ते बघा पाणी तिकडे मग बोट दाखवते. काय करायचं माणसाने. हम्म आणि काय करायचं मग कसं चालतं माझं आयुष्य माझं मला माहिती. हे म्हणतो दॅट इज विकनेस ऑफ द हार्ट. आणि एम्पॅथी इज ॲज विजय सेड इट इज काइंडनेस बेसिकली. तुम्हाला लोकांबद्दल प्रेम वाटतंय अँड दॅट कम्स आउट ऑफ नॉलेज. की मला ते होतं ना आपण तो अभंग घेतला, खरा तो एकच धर्म जगाला प्रेम अर्पावे.
नाही, एम्पथी कळालं. एम्पथी म्हणजे तुम्हाला दुसऱ्याची सिच्युएशन समजते.
समजतात.
You are, you know that this person is going through this and you understand it.
या
But
आणि
मला हे weakness of the heart खरंच कळालं नाही म्हणून मी विचारलं.
This self pity where you wallow each and everything. You play a victim card with yourself. मतलब you think कि अरे ऐसे मेरे साथ हो गया, ये ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. Where you हताश हो जाते हो आप खुद से, and where you don't, where you choose not to use your thinking capacity.
दिव्या विक्टिम
Yes.
कार्ड इज द परफेक्ट वर्ड. व्हेरी गुड.
सेल्फ पिटी बेसिकली.
Self pity and victim card, you start
Self pity.
self pity.
Yes.
It is opposite. Sympathy, I would say. Sympathizing with one's own self.
Right.
How? No, it's not. You're not sympathizing with
ना
yourself.
sympathetic नहीं है. It is what she said is the right word.
It is self.
It's
Where you are,
Is
being
it
a
that
victim. Huh?
you.
is it that weak heart means you are drawing all attention towards yourself? Empathy means you are
But
going outside.
and you always remember the person who is crying he is full with ego and nothing else. इगोने भरलाय तो माणूस अहंकाराने. तेव्हा तो सगळं असं रडतो आणि काय करतो. जो माणूस बाहेर ओपन्स अप इज ऑलवेज रेडी टू हेल्प अदर्स. आणि द पर्सन इज क्राईंग अँड ऑलवेज सेइंग टाइम ऑन त्याचा इगो खूप आहे, लक्षात घ्या. बोल विजय.
Somewhere maybe he's trying to tell him this also that तू एवढा म्हणजे तू इतका होणार आहेस. You are having so much potential.
Yes.
You're crying like a, I don't know, he's giving these examples.
Yes.
Why are you doing that? So
Absolutely.
maybe in connection to that, he's saying that cast off this weakness of your
Yes.
heart
Yeah.
because
And now
of
what will
whatever
happen?
you're going through.
अभी क्या होगा भावना है ना, he'll start thinking. Arjuna, अरे Lord Krishna, who is my friend, is saying like that to me. Where am I going wrong? This is the first step towards coming out of that cocoon. आपल्याला असं वाटतं we are in that cocoon of negativity, and once someone comes and gives a blow, अरे then you just come out of it and start thinking असं का मी वागलो. In a fit of rage you do something, है ना. Fit of rage, fit of काही म्हणा त्याला.
I
That
think
fit comes.
somewhere your emotions, त्याचे जे काही आपण आधी ऐकलंय, ऑफकोर्स वी विल गो थ्रू दिस, बट बिकॉज ऑफ हिज इमोशन्स ही बिकेम वीक
Yes.
somewhere.
No, because of his emotions also, and because of the Krishna's prank also. कृष्णाला काय अडलं होतं बरोबर त्यांच्या कोणासमोर द्रोणाचार्य नंतर आपले भीष्माचार्य त्यांच्या समोर आणून ठेवायचं काय दुसरीकडे कुठेतरी इफ यू हॅड ब्रॉट गॉड द चॅरिट इन फ्रंट ऑफ दुर्योधन अँड व्हॉट इज दॅट इज नेम कर्ण he would have not got these thoughts at all. He would have gone to fight. But he purposely brought the chariot in front of these stalwarts. है ना आणि बेसिकली ही वॉन्ट टू ट्रेन हिम असं काहीतरी आपलं मारामारी करून झालं नाही इट इज नॉट जस्ट अनदर बॅटल और वॉर इट इज अ
Maya,
धर्मयुद्ध
Maya.
धर्मयुद्ध इज अ
Yeah.
फाईट फॉर righteousness.
No,
हा बोलू
it's
And
like
sir,
Maya.
इथे आपण
That's why he
भगवान
brought him
बुवाच्या
there.
एक मिनिट एक बोल
इथे निष्कला काही
आणि
स्पीक.
No,
निष्करा
no.
स्पीक
I just said it's all like Maya. His like Krishna
या
created that situation so that way his weakness comes out
comes out
and
and he becomes a
expresses
better
itself.
person. That's what you have to learn. If you remember this also, Nishkala, you'll become a best, a better person. That every situation which is coming in our life is a prasad given to be by the Lord, and it will help me when I take impart or take that prasad. It will help me to become a better person. जे गोष्ट छान होते जे होते छान सगळं चांगलं होते काही वाईट होत नाही आयुष्यात हा जर विचार केल्यानंतर you'll have less number of negativities and agitation in the mind. होऊ दे ना काय होतं त्याला if I think in that way if this situation मला परत कधी मिळणार आहे अशी मजा है ना असं परत मला आयुष्यात मिळणार नाही मिळतं तर यू एन्जॉय इट
No, you have to, you get it because of means तुम्हाला काहीतरी शिकवायलाच येते ना ती सिच्युएशन.
ऍब्सोल्युटली आणि ते आपण शिकायला पाहिजे आणि बोलायला आहे ना खूप सोपं असतं पण जेव्हा स्वतःवर येते परिस्थिती खूप अवघड असतं
खूप अवघड असतं.
खूप अवघड असतं and
Right.
then to if you have really assimilated the knowledge of the scriptures there 1% 2% you can put it otherwise something it's gone. बोल विजय you are speaking विजय and अर्चना.
सर आय सेड आपण इथे भगवानाची सुरुवात केली आहे आणि तिथे युद्धावर सीज फायर झालं.
हो
हो
Yeah,
असं
they
कसं
just
काय
announced. I just
they just announced cease fire now
Yeah,
हो
they just
it seems US
into
did it.
both
That's what they
countries
said.
together.
हो का
हो
yes.
चांगली
अरे वा
गोष्ट.
अरे
गुड.
अरे तू ग्रुपला बसली का मोबाईल बघ न्यूज बघते अर्चना
No, sir, I have our fraternity this thing, no? So
हा
if
हा
such things immediately first it starts
ओके
this thing
कमिंग
coming
ऑन
up.
दॅट करूया
Yeah.
गुड न्यूज फॉर यू नो गुड लेट अस सी नो लेट अस होप फॉर द बेस्ट नो गुड व्हेरी नाईस न्यूज इकडे युद्ध सुरू झालं आपलं आणि इकडे युद्ध थांबलं बरे छान विजय काय म्हणत होते सर
No, so I just had 2 points to share. One is, when they said weak mind, here also in our country there are many people who who see, the slaying of people in Pakistan, and they feel, now we should stop and we should not do anything more. But I mean, the moment they attack us and we have our innocent civilians dying, and then we again have a boil of courage, and then we go there. So it is a dharma yuddha, and weak minded people will get immediately affected and impacted. They forget the past, and then they would want the war to be over. Of course, it is good that we should not have a war, but it's important that that there is a lesson taught to the country, that they shouldn't take up such measures at all in future. So I think weak-minded also, it's in reality right now, uh, uh, where some people's sympathies lie in the wrong end, and the other side, and that is why people are not able to decide where they should stand forward to. And the other point I wanted to add on, in this side here, is Krishna is Arjuna's so dear friend, and look at the first stanza that he put out, that he has said, "You are disgraceful." He said it is Aryan like and dejected. How could you act like this? I think this is another important reminder of true friends, that if you are a true friend, and if you are not in the right path, you don't need to sweeten your consoling your friend and explain to them. It is this immediate slap or reminder to them with these words, to remind them that they are on the wrong path. So I think it
That was
also
a shock
teaches
treat. That was a shock
shock
treatment.
treatment. Yeah. And if we have some people, friends like this, who give us shock treatment when we are going wrong, I think they are the true friends.
Right.
and those who keep being goody goody with us and don't put out the truth, we should know what to choose.
Perfect.
That's so well put. Very
Yeah, yeah.
nice.
No. Viju can win.
And also, it's
We'll
only
conclude today. Sorry.
And also, it's only those good friends or the best of friends who will have this kind of courage to talk to you like this. Otherwise, everyone is just goody goody and they'll just talk, have sweet words to talk. But only the one who has real interest in your
Hmm.
welfare
Yes.
will.
म्हणून दिव्या नेहमी रवीच ऐकत जा.
Ha, Ravi, I could.
चल आज मनातले कोणाचे आहेत?
Mine.
You are prepared.
Yes, to some extent, yes.
And second one is
Me, sir. Viju.
Viju.
okay. See, what is the number? बोल मेरे को.
196.
भावना वी आर टेकिंग मनाची श्लोक म्हणून आहे ते आपण घेतो रामदास स्वामींचं आता संपायला
चालेल
आलंय
ना.
आणि
चालेल.
वी आर ऑन द वर्ज ऑफ कम्प्लिशन वी आर डुईंग 194 स्टँजा 206 श्लोक आहेत लास्ट 3 years we are doing that okay
ओ वा.
everyone has to speak for 5 minutes on that everyone is the person who are allotted हा निष्करा
Okay. 196.
okay right
नभी बावरे जो अणु रेणु काही ऋता ठावया राघवे वीण नाही तया पाहता पाहता ते चित झाले तेथे लक्ष आलक्ष सर्वै बुडाले. जय जय रघुवीर समर्थ. So basically, Nabhi Bavare. So in the sky, whatever is moving around. So sky is such a vast. So that's the only thing we can see. Like when as a human, when we are in this world or on this earth, sky is the one which is like in our normal view what we see. So in the sky move about like all the atoms or the minute matter in every kan mein ram, like that song is there, right? So that's what he's saying in these words, that in every atom, in every minute matter or any empty space what we see around or which we see in the sky is all, or within ourselves also, is all filled with ram, or the essence of the
divinity
godliness, the
yeah
divinity. So so even if it's like like last time I think Ravi or someone about the bubble. So if we are the bubble, so even within the bubble there is ram, and when the bubble bursts and when it gets assimilated in the empty space is also ram. So kan kan mein ram. So recognize that is what Samarth Ramdas is saying. So he's invisible, he's visible, he's we are drowned in his essence. So even though if we are a body, every part of us, or even when we are nashwar, or when we are decimated on the ground or the soil, like after a death, it's still we merge with the same essence, or the divinity is I think he's trying to
very good
remind us of.
yeah perfect आणि नभी वावर आहे तो अणुरेणू काही रीता ठाव त्या या रागवण रीता ठाव म्हणजे there is no place in this world without where is the Lord is not there. Like I told you, आपण आतापर्यंत आपण शिकत आलो की माझ्यामध्ये राम आहे माझ्यामध्ये राम आहे राम असं विचार आहे की रामामध्ये मी आहे. The entire cosmos is filled with love, that divine principle in that divinity only I am staying. If you just even imagine, so what will happen that the hand moving, the wind coming, the people coming, that everything is designed or designated or willed by the divinity. म्हणजे ईश्वराची इच्छा म्हणून सगळं होतंय. हा विचार येईल आणि जेव्हा हा विचार येईल तेव्हा बाकीचे विचार सगळे ऑटोमॅटिकली कमी होतात. प्रत्येक गोष्ट आयुष्यातली घडते ते ईश्वराच्या कृपेने म्हणा ईश्वराच्या इच्छेने घडते. साले हे शरीर कोणाचे असते कोण बोलवितो हरिविण देखवी ऐकवी एक नारायण तयाचे भजन चुकू नका. वृक्षाचे पान हाले त्याची सत्ता राहिली अहंता मग कोठे तुका म्हणे विठो भरला सबाय त्याविण काही चराचरी. कुठेच विठोबा नाही विठ्ठल नाही असं कुठे गोष्टच नाही. सगळीकडे तोच भरलाय. आपण आपलं उगीच टिमकी मागतो की माझ्यामुळे होते काही होत नाही. हे पुढचं विजय
Okay, sir. So 197.
या
नभासारिखे रूपया राघवाचे मनी चिंतिता मूलतूटे भवाचे तया पाहता देह बुद्धी उरेना सदा सर्वदा आर्तपोटी पुरेना जय जय रघुवीर समर्थ. This is such a beautiful verse that it is describing Lord Rama. Nabha Sarikhe, like the sky, Rupa Yara Agavate, is the image of Lord Rama, that it is so wide, beautiful, like the sky. Mani Chintita Mool Tute Bhavate. If we start actually meditating upon Lord Rama's form, we will actually break the life and death bondage and linkage. So this is a very very important line about how we could meditate and get immersed in Lord Rama's image. Taya pahata deha buddhi urena. While we see him in his beautiful form, we forget our body consciousness. So deha buddhi urena. We will forget the world around us. Sada sarvada artha poti purena. It is so beautiful and so more wanting that we don't want to stop looking at it, and we'll never have be satisfied continuously wanting to see Lord Rama continuously. So with this verse, I think I only remember Kevat. When he got to see Lord Rama and he came to him to cross the river Ganga, and his boat was chosen, he just wanted more and more of Lord Rama, and that's why he put a condition that before you put your feet in my boat, I want to wash your feet. And to justify that, how he beautifully put out that how Ahilya, who was a stone, became a woman. And he also jokingly said, I have only one boat, and that's the only source of my income. If you keep your feet on my boat, I will have many women, I won't be able to manage them. And I need to wash your feet. So Guha, who was instructing him to take Lord Rama to cross the river Ganga, he said you can wash his feet after getting onto the boat, and he said no, I want to do that before. And after washing his feet, before Lord Rama kept his feet in the boat, he kept his hand below and asked him to put his feet on his hand, and then took him in the boat. I think this is like, what more you want? And he was. He just lapped onto this opportunity that God is going to travel in his boat. I think I couldn't remember anybody else's
Yeah,
more
and
close
you
than
forgot
this.
the second part of it. After the trip, Lord Rama asked him, "What तुला काय देऊ? किती तुला पैसे द्यायचे? What should I pay him?" त्यामुळे समज the persons are doing the same profession, they don't charge money. He said, "How come?" And म्हणे, I am taking you from this part of the river to the other part of the river. आणि similarly, you are taking the person from this भवसागर, त्याला भवसागरमध्ये तुम्ही पार नेताय. आपण दोघं एकच काम करतो, मग आपण एकामेकाचं काम वेन द सेम वर्क, हाऊ कॅन आय चार्ज यू त्यांनी. किती सुंदर है ना? छान आहे. रमाकांत प्लेस घे, 6:30 वाजायला आले. हम्म?
I'm feeling so bad that I missed out on the Manache Shlok. I really wanted to know the meaning and understand it more. पण ते झालंय
अरे,
तुमचं already.
झालं आता आम्ही एंडला आलो, फक्त 6 श्लोक राहिले आता.
No,
रेकॉर्डिंग
no
अच्छा,
ऐकता
problem.
येईल ना?
No
रेकॉर्डिंग.
problem.
हा, रेकॉर्डिंग केलं
रेकॉर्डिंग
तर
ऐकता येईल तुला?
हा,
हो चालेल चालेल.
तू हा ग्रुप जॉईन केला ना, तर रवी तुला आमच्या त्या ग्रुपचं हे रेकॉर्डिंग पाठवले, दर ह्याला रेकॉर्डिंग होतं. बरं
बरं
का?
बरं ठीक आहे.
हा, आणि हॅलो, पुढचा 198 कोण घेते? 198. Ramakant, you're taking 198 and 199. Raju take. Raju,
Okay, sir.
199 तेरे को. चलो. ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे
सर्वे
सन्तु
सन्तु
निरामयाः,
निरामया
सर्वे
सर्वे
भद्राणि
भद्राणि
पश्यन्तु,
पश्यन्तु मा
मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ओम
ॐ
शांति
शान्ति
शांति
शान्ति
शांति.
शान्तिः.
हरि
हरि
ओम.
ओम
श्री
श्री
गुरुभ्यो नमः.
गुरुभ्यो
हरि ओम.
नमः.
We stand.
We stand as one family, bound to each other with love and
Love
respect.
and
We
respect.
serve as an army, courageous and disciplined, ever ready to fight against all low tendencies and false values within and without us. We live honestly the noble life of sacrifice and service, producing more than what we consume and giving more than what we take. We seek the Lord's grace to keep us on the path of virtue, courage, and wisdom. May thy grace and blessings flow to us, to the world around us. We believe that the service of our country is the service of the Lord of Lords, and devotion to the people is a devotion to the Supreme Self. We know our responsibilities, give us the ability and courage to fulfill them. Om Tat Sat Hari Om.
Om Tat